October 25th, 2018 work session of the Coffee County Board of Education to order. At this time, Mr. Davis, would you lead us in our invocation?
Let's pray. Dear Lord, we just come to you tonight, Lord, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for the men and women that serve on the board, Lord. We ask you to bless them to be with them, Lord, and give them wisdom as they continue to help our kids in the education field. Again, Lord, we just pray for our country, Lord. Pray, God, that you'll be with it. If we go forward, Lord, that maybe we can mend some fences, Lord. In Jesus' name we ask, amen.
Amen. Just so everyone's aware, Ms. Hill can't be with us tonight. She's got a conflict, but she is well. So at this time, I need a motion for the adoption of the agenda.
Make a motion.
Mr. Lott, second by Ms. Miller. Any discussion on the agenda? All in favor? All right.
Yes, sir. You'll find the minutes from the September meetings in your packet. You can take a moment to review those. If there's no objection, we'll place those on the consent agenda for the regular monthly meeting immediately following this meeting. The next item is the financial report. You'll find the October document that has the beginning month fund balance, July 1, 18 through September 30, 18. You able to pull that up, Logan? Are you logged in? You're not logged in.
Figure that out real quick. I'm ready.
You got kennel call?
Huh?
You got kennel call?
There you go.
Okay.
We got
Put
shot
you in a
today.
vote.
She's old.
I keep telling myself I'm gonna get the flu shot.
I'm actually on that.
All right, you'll see the beginning month cash balance was $10,562,948.78. The end of month was $10,409,456.49. Ms. Young, do you have anything to add to that?
Sir, yes, sir. Yeah, we began July 1 at $12,409,352.95. Our revenues are not reflecting, you know, our property tax and our local tax. They will start beginning in October. We'll start seeing the trend up there. Our expenditures are showing, you know, beginning of the school year where we've paid out some insurance, renewals and software, so that will kind of even out as well. So now we've ended the month with the $10,409,456.49.
Thank you. Then we have the comparison report. Ms. Young, do you have anything to add to that?
The comparison as of last year at this time, it shows that we are up about $2.5 million, and that's pretty comparable to the previous 3 months as well.
The general fund fiscal year-to-date report. questions about that? And then the SPOS summary. Are there any questions about the SPOS? Revenue's up over last year this time. That's a good sign. All right, if there's no questions about these reports, we'll place them on the consent agenda for the regular monthly meeting. Out-of-state travel. The JROTC has multiple competitions on here. I will add that they had a satisfactory review. They had their annual review yesterday at Coffee High School. It was, they received very good marks from the Navy and did an excellent job. They had around 180 students dressed out, and they performed, and both drill teams, the male and female drill team performed and did an excellent job. I think you would be proud. If it meets the consent of the board, we'll place that on the consent agenda for the regular monthly meeting. District determination, we have the annual evaluation from the Georgia Department of Education on the agenda. This does not require any action, but we wanted to present this to the board and allow our special education director, we have Dr. Tanya Johnson here with us. If you want to come to the podium, Dr. Johnson, and walk us through this report. Thank you for being here tonight.
You're welcome. Just as Dr. Lee said, each year we're receive a report card, and each district is assessed in 9 different areas. We have our rates of suspension and expulsion, of which we met our areas of disproportionality and looking at our special education and related services by race and ethnicity. We also met in that category, and also in the area of disproportionality in looking at specific disability categories based on race and ethnicity. We also met in that area, looking at our timely corrections on general supervision in that area. Met also maintenance of effort. Met initial evaluations and completing evaluations within 60 days. Met in our students transitioning from Babies Can't Wait into early childhood, met in that area, and looking at post-secondary goals for transition. Also met, and then timely and accurate data being submitted, met in that area. So we were proud to have a 100% in meeting all areas.
We appreciate what you all do to make sure we're serving our students the way they're supposed to be served and complying with federal requirements for that. So thank you. I do want to give Dr. Johnson a commendation also for her efforts with the REACH Scholarship Program. We had 6 REACH Scholarship recipients who were recognized yesterday at the middle school, and Dr. Johnson heads that up for us. And she's our point person on that program, and thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. And thank everybody for their support and helping support the program. And we are still in need of mentors, so if anyone wants to participate and be a mentor, please see me, because we do have to go through like a mentor training and get background checks on our mentors and that sort of thing. So if you know anyone, from the church or, any other in the community, have them to get in contact with me, and we'll get them signed up.
Thank you.
And also, we will be having our Kayla Day for our students with disabilities. Those are for our self-contained classes. It will be at Central Square Complex tomorrow morning, beginning at 9 to 12. So if you all would like to come, you're welcome to.
Thank you for doing that too. And board members, if you have a chance to get away tomorrow morning at 9 and you've never been to a Taylor Day, I would encourage you to go. It'll lift your spirits very well. We pack the gym with probably 200 students and have a big time. All right, thank you, Dr. Johnson.
You're welcome.
Construction update. We wanted to update the board on where we're at with our various projects and some of the things that have been going on. We've got Mr. Michael Spikes here tonight, and of course, Dr. Banks over operations here. And Mr. Spikes, you want to update the board on where we're at with projects and such?
Is that the first slide? It is. Okay, well, they're mixed up. They're the third one, I think, yeah. We had a delivery truck back into the ninth grade campus, unloading dock at George Washington Carver, and it done quite a bit of damage, and I think you can back up one loading. Oh, yeah, as you can see, it done quite a number on the building, and it was unsafe. We was there like 10 minutes after it happened, we corded it off and immediately started tearing down what was there. Now you need to go to the fourth one. So we rebuilt it back in-house. We've done all the work ourselves, but we go to the last one. Last one. Yeah. And this is the finished result, so this is how we prepared it. The next, this is something we've done back during the summer. Mr. Highsmith had ordered, he got a grant to get some a hoop house and to renovate the greenhouse at George Washington. And so this is the hoop house that we assembled it. And that's the old greenhouse that was missing a top, and everything in it was destroyed, and we replaced everything in it, and it's back in working condition. Ambrose, we installed some stainless steel on the walls to make it easier for the lunchroom ladies to clean up where the garbage cans is, where they dump their trays. There was a lot of complaints about having to clean the walls, so we did that at Ambrose. This is the bus shop parts room, which is basically complete other than installing a few receptacles. That's pretty much all of it. We installed, while we were working on it, we put LED lights in it, and we changed out the ones in the work bays to LED as well. And it really brightened the place up. Coffee High, security upgrades. This is the desk that I guess the attendance clerk would sit in, and as far as I know, this is 95% complete. The next slide is the doors that they actually will come up to, that they will have to be buzzed into the building. The second set of doors, they have to be buzzed in. This is looking back towards the attendance clerk desk. They said, you have a place you can slide paperwork, and then on the visitor side, there's an actual rolling tray that lets them in. And the phone is, that's where the video camera, and I mean, they can see who's at the door when they ring the bell. It's on that phone. They were able to view it. We've had trouble with paper towels in the restrooms. It's just a constant. We're unstopping them. And I bought 8 of these. They're like $400 a piece, but I bought 8 of these to try. They're electric hand dryers, and we installed them in middle school in 8th grade wing just to see how they would work. And I think I've had good feedback from teachers and administrators. Eventually, we're going to try to finish, complete the middle school, and then start maybe on the high school.
You know, we've talked about that'll reduce the paper consumption also.
Right. And then Performing Arts Center, I talked to Vic first of the week, and he said it's approximately 50% complete. The rough end, which I think is the final pour other than maybe the front of the stage, the rough end plumbing on the dressing room areas and the electrical is complete. The dressing room floors was poured yesterday. The bricks are riding on site. The crane is on site to install the AC units on the roof. The roof's complete other than the AC units, so. And it's kind of long build, but shaping up quick now. This is the upstairs balcony, and that's on the balcony looking down the stage. And the governance council at West Green had made several requests about various handrails and some electrical repairs, and that's just one set of the handrails that we installed, built and installed. And that's it, other than, they started on Nichols fencing between the school and 32 yesterday, and they're probably, they may be finished with it by now. I went by it once and it was about 80% complete with it, and it looks really nice. It's dresses the place up.
Well, you had on the sign there. Got nobody
Yeah,
yet?
I'm a brick mason to give me a prize. You know any?
No one. He's retired though.
It's like riding a bicycle.
You gonna make some of that for me?
Till I get it out.
You have to do it on Saturday then.
Yeah, I have to do it on Saturday. Every other Saturday.
All right, well, thank you, Mr. Spikes. Good questions about facilities. And I want to thank you all publicly, Mr. Spikes and the rest of the maintenance department, for the work during the hurricane. Your department came in and got us up and going, and I know y'all had to come out and right after the storm and check buildings that morning, as it was still fairly rough outside and conditions were still unsettled, and y'all came out and made sure our schools were ready to go. So thank you, and thank all of your men for us, for your efforts to make sure school was ready to start. And nutrition, of course, too, came out. I know you're going to present in a minute, but nutrition had to come out and check the coolers and make sure everything was ready to go and the food was all taken care of. I know y'all had to juggle some food around, almost literally, moving to make sure that the freezers that were down at the two sites, food didn't all go bad. So thank you for what you did when everybody else was not in. Y'all were out there taking care of business, and thank you. Pre-K additional classes or an additional classroom. We have April Thompson here with Pre-K. April, you want to tell the board what we have on the agenda tonight?
I'm excited to report that we are getting a brand new classroom at Westside Elementary. Ms. Jowers requested this, I think, 2 years ago, and we applied and we were not funded. But this year we applied and we were funded. So we are starting a new class. We received notice earlier this month, and class is to begin on November the 12th. So really quick turnaround. This will allow us to serve 22 new students that are on the current waiting list. That's why she asked for the additional classes, because she had such a high number on the waiting list. And as of today, enrollment has been contacting those parents, and we have 19 enrolled, and she still is waiting to hear back from several others. I understand from the enrollment center that the parents are very, very happy, and some of them are crying, they're so excited. They had given up hope, thinking their kids weren't going to be able to come to school this year, so everybody's happy. We did receive, or we will receive, $8,000 to purchase supplies for the classroom, and we received a revised contract with a difference of about $62,000 in the contract. That would cover the teacher and parapro's salary. So we're excited. Ms. Jowers is excited, and we're we're busy ordering supplies right now, so it's gonna come up quick.
Well, thank you for your work on getting that put together and making sure the application was followed up with. I know you were constantly back and forth with them, finding out where it was at, so thank you. Are there any questions about the contract? We did want to ask the board to approve that, so if there's no dissent, we'll place that on the consent agenda for the regular meeting. Approval of the contract for an additional pre-K classroom at Westside. Playground equipment. Ms. Bratcher at Nichols has been working on layout and trying to work through getting a playground put together. And I know she's worked with Mr. Spikes on the playground, and also with Ms. Young on the playground and the bidding process and such. So we have a bid here to present to the board tonight for approval of playground equipment for Nichols Elementary School. I am asking the board to approve this tonight so that we can go ahead and get the equipment delivered and installed as soon as possible so the children can go ahead and start playing on it. And we wanted to have this done before we had our ribbon cutting out there and have it as complete as possible before we do that. So you'll see some pictures if you scroll down, Logan. If you go down further, go to the next one. That will be along the back side of the school, between the berm and the school. That will be for the younger children. And then if you scroll down, there will be another playground for the older children over to the right of the school, on the back property where the old playground used to be on that campus.
Is this the group that did brought, you know?
Nah, I don't remember the name. I couldn't tell you.
I believe it is.
This, we vetted these, and after looking at the different products, 4 of them just did not meet the specifications that we requested and expected as part of this process. And so while Playworks is not the cheapest, it's the product that we feel like will best serve the students at Nichols. And I think that Ms. Young and Mr. Spikes worked with Lori on this, and they were all in agreement that this is the bid that we wanted to present to the board for approval. Any questions? All right. That will be placed on the consent agenda for approval.
That included the border, is that, see, it's highlighted, the border's highlighted, so.
Yes, sir.
That's my vision. What about the mulch? We couldn't get no mulch.
We don't want to buy their mulch.
We're gonna work with the maintenance department to help with mulch.
All right. School nutrition. We have a proposal from school nutrition to purchase software for the nutrition department. We do have Ms. Betsy Martin here with us, our nutrition director, to update the board and explain the software that we're asking the board to place on the agenda for next month's meeting. So tonight is just a presentation of the software.
So, as you know, we're a federally funded program, and we have to meet certain state and federal guidelines. And so this nutrition software system helps us to stay in compliance with those guidelines. We're currently using Horizon software for the front of the house operations and NutriKids for the back of the house. And so I had, a chart, and you can read the details and the difference of what that does. But we're proposing that we purchase Mosaic software system. So Mosaic would take the place of both NutriKids and Horizon. It does both front of the house and back of the house, and also more that we're not currently able to access with our software system. So the initial purchase would be $24,468 for the initial purchase, and then annually it would be the $12,000 maintenance fee. The main draws for this particular program over other nutrition analysis systems is that it is a Heartland it's a Heartland program. So Heartland is what the company we're using for NutriKids. And so it's basically an updated version of NutriKids. And so that, it was created to mirror NutriKids. And so the controls, my point is the learning process will be made much simpler. Our employees feel very comfortable with NutriKids at this time, and I think that Mosaic will be the easiest transition. Another particular draw for Mosaic over other programs is that it is web-based, and so we could access this from anywhere, and it's real time. So it's also USDA compliant, and it would be, I feel that it would be the best decision for our program in the long run. So it would be with federal funds and purchase with school nutrition funds. Do you guys have any questions for me on this?
So what are the advantages of it being the web-based system versus the current?
We would not have to be on campus to access the reports. We could send the reports from anywhere if we're off campus, and then let's say something happens at the school that we have a question about, I could just pull it up, really
You
quickly.
can work at home.
I work from here a lot, late hours, so it would be nice to be able to do it at home.
Like nights and weekends, bless her heart.
Yeah, so you can probably see Miss Sheila in my car here a lot, and so that would take that away. We could spend more time, and plus, how it's set up, it takes so much less time to do what we have to do with the other because it's a dated program right now. So it saves time and all.
What you gonna do with the extra time?
Be in the schools, because that's where we like to be. Creating new products, it'll give more time for that type of thing.
I just wanted to see if they were really gonna offer up that they work from home. I just know what they do. I know that we're web-based.
She
I like
does,
that
I
one.
think she does, I have no doubt where she's working. That's gonna work.
Thank you.
All right, and to clarify, that won't, you'll work your regular hours, you just won't have to, you won't have to be here.
She won't have to be here till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I see your car out there quite frequently,
Yeah,
so.
I'd like to
all right.
keep the dark sometimes.
All right. Well, we're asking the board, we'll put that on the consent agenda for the November monthly meeting, and we're just presenting that tonight.
And that's, again, like you noticed, federal funds and.
Yes, sir. All right. The next item, Dr. Newell had a family situation. His father is ill, and he needed to be with him this evening. So he has a bid for replacing the desktop computers at Coffee High School. This is something we've been talking about for probably about 12 months, but we feel like we're in a position to go ahead and do it now. So Chan has worked up the proposal. He's taking bids for desktop computers at Coffee High School. He wanted to make sure that we point out that it's not necessarily the cheapest bid, but they are offering a 5-year warranty. And with this product, he feels like that 5-year warranty makes it the best option for us as a school system. So his recommendation is that we go with everyday PC for their unit price and the 5-year warranty for a total of $46,800. And this will replace all the desktop PCs at Coffee High School. And once again, that is not for approval tonight. That will be placed, if reaches a consensus with the board, we'll place that on the consent agenda for the November meeting. That is our business agenda tonight. Is there any audience participation? All right. If there's no audience participation, I will ask the board that we move to executive session to discuss personnel in the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, and also to discuss the purchase, disposal, or leasing of property, in real estate or acquisition of real estate. And then also to discuss school safety plans prepared pursuant to OCGA or personnel pursuant to policies related to weapons in schools.
Need a motion to exit executive session, or exit to executive session. All right, any discussion? All in favor? Need a motion to exit executive session. Second, any discussion on that? All in favor? Anything else for the work session? All right, we're adjourned.